Can you hear my voice? Okay. Yes, I made a video about the blue box conspiracy the day of the first when the first announcement was scheduled 20 of this month, but it was announced a delay. So I made a video about what if there was an announcement that day as if it was published by Hasan, all the others on Twitter and other social medias, to so to say.
Nice.
Are you talking about the LinkedIn profile, the guy who has the ARG into curriculum, something like that? No, this part of I didn't check it, this Facebook page. I just saw the reference of this person on Reddit, on the Blue Box Conspiracy Theory subreddits. The first one and the second one opened after the other one was set on private a couple of days ago.
Janet.
Either that, or...
a sacrifice.
a foundation. A bridge.
Brought you an astronaut. Mankind can go anywhere, even outer space.
It's a perfect picture.
You'll be out of
for
there in
an
no
art.
time. And
Especially
the
if
second
you roll
all
with
this is
everything
over, I'm
against.
going to take you wherever you want to go.
Exactly.
Can I help you? Holy shit. John, is that you?
Captain, what are you doing here?
My wife's checked in. They don't want a repeat of last year.
The Void Out. In Manhattan. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were the husband.
This isn't what we agreed on. You said you'd do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
This is a woman in a mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
I have a duty to protect our country. Lies are an unfortunate necessity.
The President gave me the highest level access privileges. I've used them to manipulate the security system. We have 5 minutes before it resets, sir. 5 minutes to talk. Off the record. Take BB and get out of this place. There's nothing I can do for your wife. I'm sorry. You were my commanding officer, but I swore an oath to the President to protect her and the country at all costs. Now, if she orders me to do something, I have to do it. I have to. But I served under you first. And your family doesn't deserve this. Any of this.
Why are you helping me? If they catch you.
Because you saved my life, sir. Again and again. When the brass sent us into the jaws of hell, it was you that brought us home. Back then, I thought I was invincible. I thought I was some kind of action hero. But I'm not the hero. You are, sir. You're the reason I'm still alive. And it's past time I paid that debt. They're moving your son to a new facility tomorrow. You'll never see him again. He'll serve as the foundation of a new communications network. A sacrifice for a nation that no longer exists. I wrote down everything you need to know. It was the only way to keep it off the system. Burn it when you're done. The rest is up to you, sir. I believe this belongs to you, sir. Now, I can't terminate your wife's life support from inside her room. System won't allow it. So, this is the only other option. An alarm is set to go off if she flatlines. I've rigged the system to spoof her vitals. But you won't have long. 5 minutes, tops. Don't hesitate, sir. This is the only chance you'll get.
I'm sorry, Lisa. Don't worry. I'll take care of him. I promise you. Promise you. My animal, Lisa. Bibi. Bibi. Bibi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's Daddy.
This scene may also have some analogies with PT Silent Hills, for obvious reasons.
You asleep? Adorable. Adorable. This one's for you. Thanks for the help. This one's for you. Today's a good day. This one's for you. Today's a good day. This one's for you. Thanks for the help. Everything's
Yes, that's it's yours. Your zip line.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Someone's happy.
Delivering cargo.
I'm so glad you're here. I see why they say you're one of the best in the business. Safe travel, Sam. You be careful, okay?
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
I know you won't let us down, Sam.
Decon weapons restrictions lifted.
This bike is so cool. It should be on ride for Wolverines. Right now, let's ride. Wolverines, happening right now. Stretch my legs.
Your work is greatly appreciated.
Good morning, Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
Only gonna get harder. Just have to hold it in. No one wants to see that.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo.
Hey there, Sam. Glad you can make it. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Respect, man. Seriously? Respect. Always a pleasure, Sam. Shame we only ever seem to meet when you're hauling something across the country for me. Take it easy, okay? I mean, as easy as you can.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Thank you. Kindly.
Good job, man. Good job.
Gotcha. Hey there.
Keep on keeping on, Sam.
Thank you. Kindly. Gotcha.
Good job, man. Good job.
Yeah, sure thing. Thank you. Kindly.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Someone's happy. Today's a good day. Thanks for the help. Today's a good day. This one's for you.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges
Gotcha.
ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until the
Keep on keeping
All
up.
clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Keep on keeping up. Keep on keeping up. Keep on keeping up.
Decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges. Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping
Weapons
on.
restrictions lifted.
Okay. Thanks for the help. This one's for you. Today's a good day. Thanks for the help. Over here!
Weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Cargo.
What's up, Sam? How you doing? Seriously, though, you're fucking amazing. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Alright, well, we both got shit to do. You especially, am I right? Rock on, brother. Stay strong.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information. Weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Weapons restrictions lifted.
There we go.
Don't mind me.
Someone's happy.
Hey there! Hey there!
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges. Welcome to Port Not Safe. Proceed to Distribution Center.
Keep on keeping on.
Decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges. Good morning, Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
The director's cut trailer was, in my opinion, the lowest point in Hideo Kojima's career as a game designer. Because after everything that happened with him at Konami, he made this trailer just for the purpose of clickbait the old audience of Metal Gear. For Kojima, doing something like this with Death Stranding is absolutely... I don't know how to tell. It's sad. It's melancholic. Probably Kojima needs to desperate to sell copies of Death Stranding because the game was a massive failure in sales. Now he's trying to recover with his director's cut, but I believe people will gonna be disappointed because their expectations are already been pushed too high for something that I believe is not gonna be what people expect it to be.
Adorable.
The DLC you saw about Cyberpunk because it's there because the game was on Steam, so or because the game I mean the one with the Cyberpunk is because the game was trending, basically was a trending game to milk in that sense. So Kojima tried to clickbait the audience of this Cyberpunk with some DLC teamed DLC about this game, but unfortunately the game when it came out was a disaster. Was absolutely full of bugs, so it obtained the opposite effect. Instead of pushing the sales, it was a waste of time, basically. It associated the brand with Death Stranding with the brand of a game who completely disappointed the audience when it came out, ironically. Just like Death Stranding did when you think about the sales numbers in the eyes of the publisher, Sony. It was a mistake in retrospect, making that DLC about Cyberpunk in Death Stranding. It was useless. Yeah, the collaboration was just the presence of some DLC element in each game, from each game.
Nice.
In Cyberpunk you see Kojima, and in Death Stranding you can use some teamed Death Stranding Cyberpunk stuff, but basically it's just Kojima clickbaiting the audience of Cyberpunk. The same he did with Control from Remedy when he made a cameo appearance in that game too. It's the same reason, just to promote Death Stranding to other audiences, to other games with these Easter eggs, but in reality just a commercial thing. Yes, he did a cameo as a doctor in a cassette tape. It was nothing special. It just I recorded a message in probably a single voiceover session. That Stranding, it's not the conventional game. It's not a 10, but not even a 5. It's something in the middle, 7, 7.5 in a scale of 1 of 10. Maybe 8 if you really enjoyed the gameplay and the story, but as a game after a while it becomes you have no reason to go back. Uh, Look at me for example, I'll show you. When you finish all the delivers, you have really no reason to play again. See, 500 Legend of Legends delivers. I did this the first time I played. I played with that aim in mind. I soon realized that I wasn't gonna play this game a second time starting from start. Now I'm every once in a while I play with the same save state from the future is in your hands chapter, the end game basically, like I'm doing now. But I'm not gonna play this game all over again unless I buy another copy from PS5 because the story it's not so. It really seems it's not meant to be understood with just one game. So even if you play all over again the story, you you have the impression there's something more, but it wasn't included here. So it's almost there's no will to dive into deep into the story because it's all emails. It's not even tapes. It's just emails. See, this is the happy birthday. This is the Christmas. It's just emails. This is it's a downgrade for the previous games. Everything here was a cassette tape. You have a voiceover, atmosphere. This emails is almost it can be retconned everything very easily. Just like if something goes wrong with the story, we can always change everything because it just text. That's maybe was the bottom line here. This is Junji Hito. It's different from the Phantom Pain, Ground Zeroes and Peace Walker. I consider this a huge downgrade for Kojima. I expected something like this to be voice-over conversation. You can listen, just like maybe if everything like this was made as a WhatsApp instead of an email, but a WhatsApp message. Just voice would have been so much better for the overall experience. But this was very give it just a single, maybe to read twice for each mail and then move on. You didn't engage much. This is about the gameplay. The gameplay section tutorial of the game is very complete in that regard. Yeah, basically that happened because that Stranding was a new game, a new IP for a new audience. It wasn't necessarily made for the old audience. The main focus was to reach a new type of players who didn't play it the previous Hideo Kojima games. So in that regard, everything has to be explained from scratch because the new audience has no background of this type of gameplay mechanic to deliver basically a working simulator in which you deliver goods from point A to point B, holding the L2 and R2 triggers most of the time, basically. The too long don't read the version of the gameplay mechanic explanation. Here we go. This is all the tutorials about everything of the game. It's almost doesn't finish almost. There's so much stuff to. It looks like the tutorial got more attention other than the mails from the preppers. Yeah, Survive is similar in that regard because even Survive has some new mechanic, the survival mechanic, the fog, so much the zombies, the gathering stuff to survive, the tutorial for base camp. There's many new elements of gameplay that has to be explained. So Death Stranding in that regard is more similar to Death Stranding other than the Phantom Pain. No, because the Death Stranding team at the PC already assembled. You saw in that tweet was the price was about two version. The base version was about 2000 over 2000 euros. The other one, the most the better version was over 2,800 euros. So no way I can buy a PC like that in today's situation. I can spend this amount of money to buy a PC like that. No way. Too expensive. It's a type of product for people who have huge money to spend, but it's a no-no for me. The tweet says in there is a quote in that tweet in Neapolitan, which is my mother tongue. It says "I pia faccio cazzi si soldi," which translated as the only way I can take the money to buy this PC is from the point of my genitals, basically. This is the literal translation from Neapolitan to English. So you won't find anything if you use the automated translator on Twitter. It's gonna stay the same. That's the limits of automated translators. They don't know Neapolitan as language. Only Italian, but not Neapolitan. No, because I don't have even the money to buy a PlayStation Plus subscription at this moment. So my PSN account doesn't have the yellow PS Plus cross icon. I'm broke at this moment. I can't even buy a PS5. So if this abandoned PS5 app sooner or later is real and came out, I'm not gonna be able to enjoy as I did with PT. So in that regard, for me, it's gonna be nothing more than disappointment, because I can participate in experience that app if it's a real app, but I just have to wait and watch other people's play on YouTube, on Twitch. So it's gonna be a passive experience for me, not active, because this app seems to be a PS5 exclusive. So for people like me who still play on PS4, there's nothing. And for all the few people who actually already buy the PS5, is gonna be, I don't know, maybe the PT of their generation. But the PS4 audience already had this type of experience, and that was PT. But replicate something like that with the PS5 with today's era, where very few people buy this console. It's one of the mistakes I believe Hideo Kojima is making in promoting this Death Stranding director's cut, and the same mistake is making this Hasan Kahraman with this Abandoned. There's very few people who actually own the PS5 in this moment. Yeah, and the Scalpers problem is another factor in this disappointment, because take for example this scenario: the PS5, the abandoned PS5 is released 20 of this month, or maybe yesterday. How many people are actually going to buy a PS5 just to play this app? How many? In my opinion, very few, almost nobody. Everybody is gonna watch other people playing this app on YouTube. So if this application was made to sell pre-orders, or the PS5 is already a failure in my opinion, a huge failure. Maybe that's the reason why they keep delaying this allegedly release of this app, in order to allow more people to buy or pre-order the PS5. Maybe that's the intent, but they're gonna be disappointed either way, because there's no money to buy a PS5 in today's age, as it was to be when PS4 was out and when PT came out back in 2014. So if they really wanna make this abandoned a PT-like experience, they have to release also on PS4, not just on PS5, because an exclusive PS5 release is not gonna sell pre-orders to almost nobody, in my opinion, including mine. I don't have the money to buy a PS4, but if I actually have the money to buy a PS5 right now, and this app came out, I don't believe I'm gonna buy a PS5 just to play Abandoned app on it. This is too much. He's asking too much, this Hasan Kahraman this time. He's gonna be disappointed. Him, Geoff Keighley, Jason Schreier, and all the people who are following this arc, whatever is gonna end. I believe it's not gonna be temporal because this seems this all this blue box conspiracy seems just the perfect bait to convince people to buy a PS5. That's exactly what it looks for me. We have this app, please go pre-order a PS5 if you didn't already, because when this app came out it's gonna blow your mind. Maybe it's Hideo Kojima's game behind. That's exactly the reason why maybe this app is keeping to be delayed, because the people behind this are starting to realize that the disappointment is at hand, as I tweeted multiple times. Since Hideo Kojima tweeted that picture with the Summer Games Fest badge in his hands a couple of weeks ago, I already knew exactly what is gonna happen in the following days. I have this sensation that the people are gonna be disappointed. And then the director's cut trailer came out, and that sensation became a reality for me. Kojima is trying desperately to sell Death Stranding copies, and he clickbaited the Metal Gear audience with that trailer. But I believe he's gonna be disappointed when all this blue box conspiracy is over. The people are gonna be way more disappointed than interested in whatever is going on, and they're not gonna buy a PS5 just for that. They need way more than to actually take in consideration the idea to buy a new console just to play an app, to watch trailers. Yeah, I understand that. The problem with the ARGs is when something like this came out and takes traction, there's always the attention-seeking trolls who's gonna jump on it to create chaos, confusion, spread disappointment, just for the sake of ruining the experience to have fun. And maybe that's exactly what happened when with the abandoned game YouTube channel, with the countdown of yesterday, which ironically ended the exact moment when Hasan Kahraman tweeted the second message in which he announced the new delay of this PS5 exclusive abandoned app launch. Yeah, Kojima can't play the same trick twice, but for a guy like Kojima, fooling the audience with the same trick is the most stimulating scenario, because he already did that twice with Moby Dick Studios and 7780 Studios, which were that Phantom Pay and PT respectively. So this abandoned, in that eventuality Kojima is behind all of this, would be the third time. The teaser trailer, when I saw the first time the teaser trailer and he wasn't alive, I watched it the day after in the morning, because or maybe a few hours later, because I didn't expect it to that Stranding to came something about Kojima to came out the Summer Game Fest that day. I didn't pay too much attention. I was busy making something else. I don't remember what. So I saw this trailer on YouTube. A YouTube channel was just uploaded the teaser trailer on his channel, just to stealing views from the official Kojima Production YouTube channel, basically. So I saw this trailer, and the sensation I got was Kojima added that trailer with only one objective in mind: to clickbait the Metal Gear audience. There's no other way that trailer came out. No other reason to do that in that way. So why making something like this with your new IP? Why clickbaiting an audience of an IP of your ex company while you're making a trailer to promote your new IP, the director's cut version of your new IP, which is not was not made with the old company but for a new one, for a new publisher? Why do such a thing? I believe Kojima did made that because it was his intention, but because, as I said before, it was a necessity. I believe after that Stranding failed, Kojima and the publisher realized that there is a very few room for new IPs like Death Stranding in the market. So he took a very huge risk, right, with Death Stranding. If it wasn't for the worldwide pandemic, probably the failure of Death Stranding would have been even greater, because people wouldn't have looked at Death Stranding as the game who predicted the future by Hideo Kojima once again, but just another game who did the sold because it was too for a niche audience, just like happened with Snatcher and Police Nuts back in the day when Kojima was still in Konami. Snatcher, Police Nuts, Death Stranding. Three new IPs for Kojima who probably are not gonna have never a sequel. Maybe Death Stranding is just the director's cut of Death Stranding is just the game with some gameplay mechanic a la Metal Gear to clickbait the audience of this franchise to buy Death Stranding, because now Kojima has to give more insurance for the publisher Sony. I imagine like this: Sony will approach Kojima and ask we give you the money to Death Stranding. We expected you and Death Stranding to sell millions, but this game was a massive failure. Now what we gonna do? You own us money, Mr. Hideo. We're not gonna give you another opportunity with another new IP, because it's too risky. We risked it with Death Stranding and we paid a huge price. So now what you gonna do? Kojima replied, maybe there's something we can do to sell Death Stranding a second time. And that something was just to clickbait the audience with the teaser trailer. Maybe it's gonna be a collaboration, just a clickbait, we'll see. But the reason why he made that teaser trailer was because Kojima is in full damage / desperation mode as a game designer. This is what I believe. But very few people realize it. They believe that Stranding is actually a success, and that's a mistake, because the information, the data about the copies sold of Death Stranding on PS4 is still missing after almost 2 years since the release of the game. And that's all the information you need about it. And that's is a fact. Is a bad fact for Kojima, because if the game was a success, Sony would be the first one to let us know. But because it was and it was a major failure, that information has been suppressed since then, and still is as we speak now. That would explain all what is happening now. A desperation try for Kojima Productions to stay alive financially by clickbaiting the old audience with this new version of the Death Stranding. That's maybe also the reason why Kojima tweeted that Burger Picture inside the Kojima production studio to clickbait the audience about making a reference of the subtext of the hamburgers of Kazuhira Miller's cassette tapes from the Metal Gear Solid with Phantom Pain. That was just one of the first clues about the future clickbait that was the teaser trailer at the Summer Game Fest. Don't worry. You have to go work, go work. It's perfectly fine. You don't stay here. You have something more important to do instead of watching me playing an Hideo Kojima game. Who did sold the copies? Yeah, but I'm not the kind of guy who uses the microphone often when I play. There's a few. I don't have an audience, a huge audience, so there's no reason to use a mic. When I have to reply, I use basically the text message most of the time. Yeah, thank you for the streams. Yeah, the mic is more is more fast to communicate. Sometimes I can use the mic because there's people in the around me and I don't want to make disturbance. So in this moment now I'm alone, so I can use the mic all the time I want. That's also one of the reasons I don't use the mic so much often. There may be kids who are sleeping, so when a kid sleeps is always a problem if he wakes up because it's gonna be a problem to make him sleep once again. So you can do that in presence of kids. So I prefer to use the text messages to don't disturb the people around. Take care. Bye.
Been a while, Sam. It's good to see you. Remember how to do this? You need to close your eyes and picture your destination.
abandoned, I believe, is nothing more than a try to sell a PS5 pre-orders.
It's quite a drop.
That's why it's promoted as an exclusive. It's a desperation try to sell PS5. But it's only generating disappointment more other than pre-orders, as people behind it expected to happen. Waffle? What is a waffle? I'm not familiar with waffle with English word. It's a blue box conspiracy, not waffle. I don't get the reference. Maybe it's a joke. This is exactly how a conspiration looks like. This is the perfect room to describe the blue box conspiration theory. This is Hideo Kojima predicting the future, teasing the abandoned ARG right here. It looks like the main page, the homepage of the Blue Box Conspiracy subreddit and the other Blue Box Conspiracy subreddit. Just like this. Picture, photos, red herrings everywhere. And a pizza. Tutankhamun. Sahelanthropus. Is that a Sahelanthropus? A Sahelanthropus? I don't remember. Maybe this one. No. This one is a Sahelanthropus, if I remember correctly. These two, these look more human. Blue waffle. This is not the type of topic for a live stream. I saw the link. Maybe this is just a troll. Yes, I did. I saw pictures. I don't see the connection with the blue box conspiracy anywhere. Just the word blue. That's the only link. Everything else is just doesn't make any sense. I don't see the link. see many people like this pizza.
Don't mind me.
Congratulations. Your job here is done. Have a nice day. If this is a Salanthropus skull, what's the point of his presence in Death Stranding? Why leaving a Salanthropus reference in Death Stranding anyway? This is the code name for the Metal Gear from the previous Hideo Kojima game, which was also painted on the head of the mecha in white over the grey. What's the point of Salanthropus skull right here? This is just one of the many times Hideo Kojima clickbaits the audience with Easter eggs that maybe have a deeper meaning in retrospect. Then the teaser trailer came out, which is just a gigantic clickbait about Metal Gear. The editing, the sound, the camera move, the cinematic, the box, the orange. Everything you see in that teaser trailer screams Metal Gear with a loud voice, from the beginning to the end. And that's the only fact you should keep in mind when you think about the Blue Box conspiracy. Only the facts is what they count. That trailer, that teaser trailer, by the way, is just one of the few facts that should be kept in mind when the time of the reveal comes. And only when that moment you will know if that was just a clickbait, which has just a few gameplay mechanic a la Metal Gear to sell Death Stranding for the Metal Gear audience, or there was much more behind. But I believe the people are gonna be disappointed either way, because the expectations behind all this conspiracy, this arg, are already set too high to handle properly. Maybe that's one of the reasons they keep announcing delay, to allow the audience to cool off a little, to be less disappointed, and to keep high in the mood to the proper level before something new is released.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
And this is the game. Walking. Walking into nothing. Watching panoramas inspired by Iceland. Was that enough for Death Stranding? It wasn't, according to the sales on PS4 when the game came out. So now you need a clickbait to the old audience to sell this landscape to them, because only fans and the people looking for different gameplay experiences they played Death Stranding when it came out in 2019. People like me, people like you probably. But for the masses, the Death Stranding was just another game came out weird. There's nothing interesting to do, just walking, delivering goods and stuff to preppers spread on the map. And that was it. There's nothing more to it. Just walking. With a little baby to taking care of. That's one of the brand new gameplay mechanics, but it wasn't enough to make this Death Stranding a blockbuster like the previous Hideo Kojima games, who sold millions of copies worldwide. I believe Death Stranding probably didn't reach even 1 million copies sold on PS4. Even now, after almost 2 years, it's still under 1 million copies sold, I believe. And until Sony doesn't release the official stats about the sales, the official numbers, the debate will continue. How many copies Death Stranding sold on PS4? Because if you know that information, you will know exactly everything is happening now. That information is way more important than people think to understand all this blue box conspiracy origin, so to speak. A desperation try to sell Death Stranding to the new audience, after Hideo Kojima's horror project has been deleted by Google Stadia, which was the next project for Kojima after Death Stranding. Now this is plan B basically, after that project was cancelled because Google Stadia was just another fail made by a company who has all the money of the world but basically has no idea about what they're doing in the video game industry. So it was just wasting time, money and resources for Kojima Production, but not just for Kojima Production but for all the companies who joined that hype train, so to say. Now after that, Kojima probably thought, okay, now I have to do something after this. Probably a new version of Death Stranding was the most, the better thing to do, considering the worldwide pandemic situation. Take something you already developed and making add something more which wasn't included in the preview in the original version. It was cut before because of time and resources, and try to clickbait the Metal Gear audience to buy it, making that a teaser trailer. Maybe that's exactly what is happening now. And they keep even deleted the reveal because they already understand that the disappointment is at hand, as I said multiple times on social media. You can't run away from disappointment. You have only decided which day is gonna be the day that people are gonna be less disappointed, but the disappointment, I believe, is in their hands now.
Scanning Bridges ID.
Just like the future. The future is in your hands, was the slogan of Death Stranding.
All clear.
I believe the slogan for the Death Stranding Director's Cut is gonna be the disappointment is in your hands now, when the game comes out. Especially if it's gonna be a PS5 exclusive. Just imagine all the people who buy the game on PS4 can download an update and they have basically forced to buy a PS5 and buy the copy of the game once again just to play the director's cut. Just imagine the disappointment in that eventuality. I'm really curious to see how it's gonna end. I believe my sensation is it's gonna be the one that turns out to be the truth. Disappointment for everybody, regardless of how it's gonna end.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
right here. What you looking for, dumbass? Hey, come and get me. Hey, you. What you looking for, dumbass? Hey, come and get me.
This one's for you.
pleasant journey. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on.
Gotcha. Yeah, sure thing.
Structure upgraded. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Someone's happy. What's this, break time?
The fake news I use on Twitter and Reddit, it's because I believe that should be considered potentially a fake news. You don't have to keep everything you've been said and told as a fact, just because you saw. That's the reason. Geoff Keighley talking about Hasan, fake news. Jason Schreier talking about Hasan Kahraman, fake news. If this ARG is something with Kojima behind, everything you see about Blue Box Game Studio, it's fake news indeed. People are lying all the time, pretending they are not, to make you believe that the stuff which is fake and orchestrated is just real, while in reality it's not. It's just it all comes down to clickbait to sell you a new video game, and to do that, all the fake news, as I told, are just a means to achieve that goal. I also use fake news because when I make a research of the Hideo Kojima subreddit search bar, all the tweet, news articles about the Silent Hill games or Kojima about coming back to Konami, everything I believe is a fake news. I use the fake news tag, so when I put the fake news word in the search bar, everything about related to this topic for me appears in the research in the results. So it's also a means to find stuff from a long time ago easily, but it's not just that, as I say. I truly believe everything I tag as fake news, it's fake news.
Enjoy it while you can, Sam.
I believe there is Kojima behind, because he made the teaser trailer. He made an interview before that showing the teaser trailer, and there was some reference later on appeared on Geoff Keighley's Twitter messages. So when Geoff Keighley and Hideo Kojima make that kind of messages to the audience, there's always something cooking behind the scenes. So I believe there's Hideo Kojima behind this, because Geoff Keighley is followed just for the fact that Geoff Keighley, which is notorious to be one of the greatest Hideo Kojima's fans, here is the Ludens fan in Death Stranding is just one example. Just this is a clue about who is behind Hasan Kahraman. Which, by the way, for me, look, the person showed during that Twitter messages really looks similar to the same actor used for Joachim Mogren interviews with Geoff Keighley back in the day when the Phantom Pain was presented to the audience as a new game from a new studio called Moby Dick Studio. Really, Hasan Kahraman for me looks like Joachim Mogren's actor, with the beard shaved and the bandages covering all over his face. It really looks similar to me. Maybe it's the same actor. I wouldn't be surprised if that's is the truth. Because when a good trick works, there's no reason to change it. And if the actors who played Joachim Mogren can do Hasan Kahraman without bandages, why not? Geoff Keighley is a friend of Kojima, and if Kojima asked him to play his part, his role during all this blue box ARG marketing stunt, whatever you want to consider it, you can be sure that Geoff Keighley will do everything he can to execute the task that Kojima gave to him. He already did in the past. He actually interviewed Joachim Mogren. So when he already did something like that, making a couple of tweets, messages, a GIF to tweeting a GIF to reply to Blue Box or to Silent Hill Saka official shop tweet is nothing in comparison to that interview with Joachim Mogren back in the day of the Phantom Pain release. Reveal, I mean. If there's no Kojima, I'm not gonna buy a PS5 or play this allegedly abandoned hub, basically. Because that's is the Blue Box conspiracy about, officially. Just to sell a video game called Abandoned, by a new studio called Blue Box Game Studios. If it's no Kojima behind it, it's not a Hideo Kojima game, so I have no reason to buy or play this game. And because it's a PS5 exclusive and I don't currently own a PS5, I have no reason to buy a PS5. Even, by the way, I don't even have the money at the moment to buy a PS5. I can't even afford a PlayStation Plus subscription at the moment. So it's not gonna change pretty much nothing to me. Pretty much anything for me. It's not gonna change. So all the disappointment is at the hand. Fake news tags is gonna be just the perfect way to describe all these blue box conspiracy to me in retrospect. At the moment, no, I'm unemployed because of the pandemic. As many people around. This pandemic changed the lives of many people, including mine. So the money to buy a Sony PlayStation 5 just to play an app of a video game called Abandoned by a nobody is not an option for me, even if it was Kojima behind. I don't have the opportunity to buy a PS5. I was employed as I was an officer work for Poste Italiane, the biggest delivering company here in Italy. I was working for them, which, by the way, ironically, the sign of Poste Italiane is a pity, which Hideo Kojima take a photo when he came here in Italy for vacation back in 2016. When he went to Venice, there was a Poste Italiane office in the nearby. Kojima took a picture just behind a PT insignia, which is the insignia to identify the office there. He asked Ayako Terashima his his assistant to take a picture of him just under that insignia, which was of course another way to make a pity reference after he left Konami, without actually using hashtags or anywhere. It was just a clue about pity.
Yeah.
In
Enjoy it while
retrospect,
you
maybe
can.
that was a way to tease something that is already teasing in the Death Stranding teaser trailer, Director's Cut. The Director's Cut version of Death Stranding. Or maybe it was just say fuck you Konami, its way. We'll see in the future. But probably it's just a clickbait to sell another version of Death Stranding which has nothing to do with Konami's IP. Just a clickbait, maybe some gameplay mode similar to Metal Gear, substance, VR missions and nothing more. No, I didn't read the leak. I don't know anything about this leak, but I read the rumors about Microsoft buying Kojima Production Studio to make it one of his first party studios. And I believe that probably it's not a fake news, maybe it's not a fake news because Microsoft actually can really be interested in buying Kojima Productions, especially after Death Stranding failed in sales on PS4. Kojima may have thought to be bought by someone who has an infinite amount of money to just stay afloat with his studio after the economical failure of Death Stranding. That's my interpretation, because when Hideo Kojima released that interview in which he affirmed that Death Stranding covered the production's cost, I believe he said a lie in that interview. Because I believe that Stranding didn't cover even the cost of development. So he now is desperately trying to recover everything that he has to pay to Sony, making clickbaits to the Metal Gear audience with this teaser trailer he showed during the Summer Game Fest. That's maybe is what is all about this blue box conspiracy. Just an ingenious marketing strategy to sell the same game twice, to cover the cost of the previous release, which wasn't covered at all, despite everything Kojima said in that interview. Because if that is the truth, you can be sure Hideo Kojima will never say in public that his game didn't cover the cost of production. But the closest to the truth in that case would be just what Hideo Kojima said in that interview, that he just covered the cost of production and he made this money for a sequel, but in reality it was just a director's cut of the previous game. He has no money to make a sequel of Death Stranding, in my opinion. That is a fake news. It's an half-truth, probably. The reality is Kojima is now desperately trying to find someone who will actually give him the money to make another big AAA game. But before that he has to sell Death Stranding once more, to pay the debt he has now with Sony. After that, probably if that's the director's cut sells enough copies, he can start thinking again to make AAA games. But before that, there's that director's cut to sell first. And maybe this blue box conspiracy is everything correlated to, just another means to create a hype to sell the same game twice. This will explain much more, pretty much everything, including the clickbait he made to the Metal Gear audience in that teaser trailer, which was created just with a purpose in mind, to instigate hype for the people who played Metal Gear and didn't buy it or played Death Stranding. That's the only reason you saw that teaser trailer. There's no other way. No other interpretations about it. The sound, the cinematography, everything was made just to clickbait the Metal Gear fan base. and it was a resounding success in that regard. Metal Gear Solid 4 was an exclusive of PS3, and it was because the PS3 machine was very different from all the other architectures. I believe it's gonna remain a PS3 exclusive for probably forever. A port of that game to another system is gonna be too much complicated, so maybe a re-release or just or playing in cloud like the PS Now allows you to do now is the best solution. But a remake or a remaster of MGS4 for current system or next gen system it's so too much expensive. I don't believe you ever gonna see something like this. Removed from the PS3 PlayStation Store, you mean? You can actually download the MGS4 from the PS3 store or for the PlayStation Plus offer. Which one do you mean? Because I remember the MGS4 was the last game to be featured as a PlayStation subscribers exclusive on PS3. Before it was Sony removed the support for free games for the PS Plus subscriptions on PS3. If they remove the MGS4 for PlayStation now, I don't know why. Probably there's another plan. I don't see the reason why removing maybe the MGS4 on PS Now. Maybe there's something else planned. A collection. There's a collection about Metal Gear, the Metal Gear collection for PS5. The Metal Gear 4K collection, made probably. We'll see. Only time will tell, but I believe it's not the priority at this moment. For Kojima the priority is to sell this game a second time, because the first time was a failure. Kojima didn't deliver it with Death Stranding, ironically, because this is a game all about deliveries. Let's see if it's gonna deliver this time with the Director's Cut version. But judging by the old fuss made online after the teaser trailer, probably this time is gonna reach his goal, because the clickbait was pretty much very effective. All people who didn't take the consideration the idea that Kojima is working on Metal Gear will ever gonna work on Metal Gear EP once again are now slowly starting to take that possibility in consideration, all because of that teaser trailer. So the future will show who is gonna have the right guess about all this. But for now all we have is just the blue box conspiracy to entertain the audience. Let's see how much of betrayal hides behind this conspiracy. We already saw the hub delayed twice in a few days.
Soak it in.
Probably they're gonna be delayed even more in the future. We'll see.
Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges. Keep on keeping on.
Oh, it was about to drop.